The, in- the intent of this education, the, sorry, the intent of this exchange program is to develop a more holistic understanding of the relationship between two education institutions from the different corners of the country. A very good afternoon to one and all. I, Kashish Madan, welcome you in this interactive session. Now I request my friends from Kochi to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Abhijit.
Hi guys, my name is Ria Joanjo.
Hi guys, my name is Darasha.
Hi, I'm Anna.
Hi, my name is Bhagya Vinod.
Hi, my name is Aryan.
Hi, I'm Anand.
Hey, I'm Neha.
Hello, I'm Rudeep. My first question is, Delhi and Kochi are two completely different cities in their culture and traditional practices. So how is your experience in Delhi?
We find Delhi a really historic place. Like it's full of enriched history, and it's very different from Kerala because of the climate. We find it a really good experience.
Yeah, the culture is very different, and we speak differently, different languages, obviously, and it's a very different atmosphere around both of us. In Kerala, the people are different. In Delhi, the people are different. But all in all, both are great cities.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Janet from class 11. My question to you is, bringing you the power of education is the motto of your school. So could you please explain it?
This motto is usually, it's actually good because that's the main mission behind starting the choice institutions, and that's the dream of our founder to bring the power of education to all who come there.
Bringing you the power of education, it's like general for the choice. For example, there are different mottos. For example, in Kinderland, it's enjoy the power of education. This means that you're in a small age, the main reason you're coming to school is to enjoy and have fun and learn. But then when you get to middle and senior school, experience the power of education, it changes like that.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sumudi, and I'm from class 11. The question to you is, as the choice school is a boarding school, what are the advantages of a boarding school?
It gives you the feel to stay away from home, so that when you get to higher classes, you know what, like entrance coaching, you have that experience already, and it won't be hard for you.
It's also for people who live far, but then if they wish to come and study in Choice, for those sort of people, it's part day school, and boarding school, which is why that was like the main reason on putting it.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ashika Malhotra from class 11. In today's world, there is so much competition, and all the students work under pressure. So what, according to you, is the greatest challenge that students are facing, and what are your suggestions to deal with it?
I think in our school, education, everything is competitive. I don't know, like everything.
Can teachers?
I believe that the main problem we have today is in the competitive way of learning. Like it's all like till 8th you can enjoy, 9, 10, 11 we need to study for entrance. After 12th you need to write an entrance exam, then you get into a college, then you get a good job. It always goes on like that, and it's that this competitiveness is good. It's really good, but when it gets overboard, it creates problems. Like for example, a kid studies really hard, but the next day he finds out that someone is very, very better than him in studies and he can't do much. That kind of competitiveness kind of lets down some people, I believe.
Teachers want to say
Good morning. I feel the main area where the child is finding it difficult to cope up with the present system of education is definitely there is competition, but at the same time, each child is different, and like each one of them have different potential. So, to keep up with the class, the child has to work hard, but at the same time the child is not able to do that much because his potential may be low. So the child should be matured enough to understand that this is what I can do and this is my potential, and if he can do accordingly, then there is no pressure. Otherwise the child has to face a lot of pressure in coping up with the situation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
My next question to you is, the Choice School is one of the top 10 schools of Ernakulam. So what led you to achieve this?
Hard work and perseverance.
We never give up. Ever since the beginning of the school, we've gone through many different changes, and almost all of them have been for the better. We evolve with time, and I think that's really helped, and we've become maybe even the best school ever. If I say so myself.
We try to work together as a team so we can achieve more.
We also focus on all-round education. It's not just academic excellence, it's also co-curricular. So that also helps.
And we're supported by our teachers and our founders so much that we are able to achieve being the top school in Ernakulam. So that's basically the main reason.
One very important thing common between our schools is that we both are in a celebratory mood. Salvan is celebrating its Platinum Jubilee year, while Choice is observing its Silver Jubilee year. Reinforcing secular idols and respecting the plurality of the country is our theme this year. How are you observing this landmark year in your school?
We actually celebrated the Silver Jubilee last year, so we had a Spanish fiesta where we brought out the singing and dancing talents, and we put up shows, and we gathered all the alumni, and we presented the full history of our school.
It was actually a show from KG to grade 12, so it was an all-school participation.
My next question is, Student Council in the current scenario plays an important role in strengthening the school system. So how do you select Student Council in your school and what is its role?
Well, Student Council in our school is chosen based on what they have done to make school reach in high levels. For example, our head girl and head boy are extremely talented individuals and they are our role models. We look forward to them always and they're very, very supportive people.
Till last year, the election consisted of just interviews and the students voting for the leaders. But this year onwards, we have made it a bit more strict. There has been tasks given to the nominees, and they've been a series of tasks, like based on what post you've applied for. So it's based on how much points you get for each task that you perform that you pass the nomination from.
The next question is, how is discipline enforced in your school?
We have a student council for it. They do most of the work for that.
In the assemblies, they check if the uniform are proper. Then, if teachers are meeting, student councils are kept around the school. So, our school is
Not only the student council does most of the work, our class captains, they are very responsible people who are actually chosen by the class, and they also maintain the dignity of their own class.
They mainly assist the teachers so that teachers also get the help they want. So actually the student council and the class captains together help the student body and the teacher community.
Anything else from the teachers?
The teachers also have their share in it. Duties are allotted and shared both by the teachers as well as the students. But we do see to it that the students take a larger share in instilling that, because they do need to follow it up also very carefully.
Thank you, ma'am. My next question is, apart from academics, what else does your school do to encourage the students to pursue their interest?
We have different sorts of competitions. Our schools achieved in South Zones national games, and our school has represented in every single competition that takes place. And that's how we get people's talents, get the students' talents out.
In our school, co-curriculums are taken very seriously. In fact, I think they might be taken even more seriously than studies. But a lot of students, we're very talented, they're extremely talented, and we don't express it. A lot of students don't express it as well. So these competitions provide a platform for these people, and once they go for it, they realize their potential about these things, and so they take these very seriously.
If not into school, we have inter-house competitions and we have dramas where people's dancing and acting and singing skills also portrayed.
We make sure that no one is left out, and that for each competition, whether it's the same type, we keep bringing new people and make sure, and then we train them under the people who are expertise of the same.
We also have 2 major periods, and in alternate weeks we have sports and arts, and we can choose what we want. Like in sports we have basketball, cricket, football and all. And in arts we have home science, dance, singing. So we can choose and you get trained in it.
As a famous quote by Benjamin Franklin suggests, I didn't fail the test. I just found 100 ways to do it wrong. So how do you overcome your weaknesses?
We have an excellent group of teachers which helps us, and we have called stay backs, like remedy classes, in which teachers stay back and make them give them more important points and all, and make them ready for the exams.
Thank you, everyone. Now we start with the second round, which is the rapid fire round. So basically, we need 4 students to volunteer. The rules are simple. The most interesting and quicker answer will win. And the time limit is 10 seconds for each question. So let's start.
These questions are for Bhagya. First question. If you had to buy something for the person to your right, what would you buy?
Shoes.
Tell us about the dream you remember.
The dream?
You remember.
I'm getting 100 on max.
Third, do you have any special talents? What are they?
Art and craft, drawing, etc. etc.
Which vegetable is the ugliest?
Excuse me?
Which vegetable is the ugliest?
Capsicum.
Which is more logical to follow, your heart or your head?
Heart or head? Heart.
Thank you.
My questions are for Anand. My first question is, which is your favorite, a book or a movie?
A book.
Which is your least favorite food?
Rice, Kerala rice.
Give the person to your left a compliment.
You're really pretty, Dara.
Can you make someone laugh here?
Yeah, I can actually make it. Okay, I can't make anyone laugh here. I'm really funny.
What would you do if a wild goose started chasing you?
I would start running, obviously.
Really?
I would start running.
Okay. Thank you.
My questions are for Dara. Choose one of these. Desert or deserted island?
Desert.
Day or night?
Day.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert.
Snow or sand?
Snow.
Next question. Name one thing you miss about being a kid.
Chocolates.
If your house was on fire and you could grab only 3 things before leaving, what would they be?
My headphones, my iPod, and my phone.
If you had to change your name, what would you change it to?
Kiara.
Name the first word that comes to your mind now.
I hate Greenpeace.
Thank you.
So my questions are for Ria. If you could have 3 wishes granted, what would they be?
To read all the books in the world, to visit every place in the world, and to go to a K-pop concert.
Which is the absolute worst movie you have ever seen?
I'm not sure. I like every movie I watch.
If you opened a restaurant, what kind of restaurant would it be?
Something that serves pizza.
What would you do with your 15 minutes of fame?
I'm not sure. Wait. I'll use it, yeah.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Weird. Never stops laughing. Crazy.
Winner for this is Dhara. Thank you, Choices, to be with Salvanians.